Well, it looks like it's time for an on-time departure. Welcome to part 2 of the 2006 CNO mainline server. Also, the final day in my 2021 Thanksgiving stream-a-thon. Thank you for watching, and I hope to bring you some more, definitely for the Christmas holiday season, and maybe sooner. We'll see. I might do, since I have that, maybe I'll do that Buffalo line thing later on. For people who are seeing this not live or who weren't around last night, this is this is what I would probably consider to be my first back of rear-facing train, let's take pictures of all the old signaling and stuff type event. And it sort of set the stage for what would become, what I put a lot of points into over the preceding years. I'm glad to be able to go and get these photos up to a better state of quality because due to the complete resignaling of the CNO mainline in about 2012 to 2013. Going to be starting off for those who don't remember, we're at Hinton, West Virginia. It's got a station. It's located on the New River. This is the point where the CNO main line will leave the New River Valley after traveling from Huntington on the Ohio over to Charleston, through the New River Gorge, and then down to Hinton. And at this point, it will it'll head up the Greenbrier River. On its way to the summit at past the Allegheny Summit, a little past White Sulphur Springs, and then at that point down the other side. I was trying to figure out why they didn't go. So there was actually nothing in the New River. I was just looking at the terrain on it. It looks a little steep, but nothing that they couldn't have built a railroad on. I'm not sure why they didn't connect those two, but if you go down the New River a little bit more, you get to where the Norfolk and Western crosses the Allegheny via the New River pass through that mountain side to go into Roanoke, and eventually they all end up in the same place, which is Norfolk or Hampton Roads, depending. So just a quick orientation. This is actually a photo that I cut from the original set of CSX AC 4400s in the Hinton yard. I cheated and looked at these ahead of time. It's what looks like 388 and 421. I get this all good? Yeah. From what I remember from people talking, the CNO division was definitely a major. It pretty much. I mean, both the CNO and the BNO on CNSX tended to attract the AC 4400s. You would go I would have trips, and I would be writing out what I'd seen, and it was always an AC 4400 on both the routes. But apparently, the CNO was even worse for that. Hinton was an odd duck that between Tool Car Interlocking on the south side of Hinton Yard and MX Cabin on the north side of Hinton Yard, the tracks were Rule 251 ABS. This means that eastbound Amtrak trains would have to service the Hinton station, would need to get some sort of train orders. Although I never really caught this on the scanner. So I'm not sure if if there was some sort of special way that they would do it. But in theory, it would have to get some CSX version of a Form D. Although in theory, I mean, I guess it could get a DTC block at this time. So here we are at the other end of Hinton Yard, in the valley of the Greenbrier River. This is MX Cabin. You can see the reverse direction. Track 2 has a restricting only signal because it's entering against the flow of traffic. Your options are to go into the yard, non-signaled, or go opposite flow of traffic, which is also non-signaled. Unfortunately, I don't have any pictures of the Hinton station. It's a pretty nice place. I mean, it's a pretty nice station. Surprisingly large number, at least healthy patronage when I was there. Lots of ABS signals on that route. The signals were located no more than a mile apart. 356, 355, and then you're at MX Cabin. So let me just do this up. Now departing, we're gonna get on to. Oh shoot, I've messed this all up, haven't I? Oh no, we've entered a new subdivision. That's the problem. Hinton is also the end of the New River sub, and we're entering the Allegheny sub for the climb over the mountains. Milepost 354 from Hampton Roads. And I just need to reset where I was on the little crawl here. Here we go. But again, note the problem with actually, I'm not sure what this would be, but the Seaboard system, one of its many flaws is that you don't have yellow over yellow approach slow. They've used it for advance approach, and for flashing yellow they have nothing assigned. But you need for any approach slow, you're gonna need to have a 3-headed monster for yellow over red over green. Really cumbersome. Anyway, wait, where was I? Here we are. The milepost 351. This is another holdout signal named Wiggins. Probably for yard moves, being able to reverse out of the yard or whatever they're doing. And again, on track number 2, your only options are an approach or restricting. I mean, in theory, you could get an approach slow, but just remember the signal that we just saw only offered restricting routes. What is this? I think this is going to be something with Hilldale, but let's just move forward a little bit here, or back. Yes. All right. Here's your issue. 349. There's a lot of weird stuff here with the Big Bend Tunnel. You have signals that are. Oh no, that is. For some reason, I missed the converge to single track like both times. Oh, that's right. It would have been in a different thing. So this is Hilldale Interlocking. the I think I asked someone the doohickeys are cut for some sort of visibility reason coming out of the tunnel. The signal had to be close enough for tunnel visibility, but that would impinge on the clearance envelope, and they had to cut the elephant ears. So this is your view. Yeah, I guess it needs to be visible from some significant ways away. If you're interested in what the rest of it looks like, it's a fairly long interlocking. And this is right before the Big Bend Tunnel. That appears to be the Big Bend. Oh, or not. There it is. Yeah, the Big Bend Tunnel is quite big. Big Bend Tunnel is actually the site of rumored to be the site of the legendary John Henry versus a steam drill competition. I don't know why people see like that as a positive. Really, it's like why do we want people to be like dying from heart attacks to do something worse than than a machine? Oh man, I never tagged out that interlocking there. That's strange. Maybe it was just not good at the time. And they got some nice pole line action there. Just remember when you today, if you had this long of an interlocking, they'll sometimes put in a wireless link to the remote end. But back in the day, or you'd bury a PVC cable. But back in the day, when your cable's insulation was a combination of tar and cotton, they would put it up on the pole line. And here we have the alternate end of the Big Bend Tunnel. I think that this is an extension of Hilldale Interlocking. So I'm not quite sure because it's a non-permissive signal. But it could just be that it's an auto that they want to have as or they wanted to be able to put a stop and proceed on. I don't know. It's sort of got to be something. And note your tunnels are labeled. Big Bend Tunnel, something. Hold on, let me get you a better thing on that. This part of the Big Bend Tunnel is made 1930 to 1932. Let's see if I have any better ones. These really nice photos are when they I was just doing it in the rear vestibule. It's also interesting that the signal immediately cleared after we passed by it. I'm going to be doing an article about how CTC works. I found a really good explanation for certain types of CTC. Look for that shortly, hopefully Monday or Tuesday. It looks like they didn't want to run the pole line over the hill, so they bundled it and ran it through the tunnel. Oops. The distance measure, according to my thing, is about 1.2 miles. That's a pretty substantial tunnel right there. And as you can see how much of the, it cuts off a substantial portion that the railroad would have had to have navigated. I wonder if it has a Wikipedia page. Nah, just John Henry's. And here we have the original, that's probably, that may or may not be the original bore, but it's currently, only one of them is currently used. Not sure when that took effect. At least stuff like this is still there. They can't really re-signal the old tunnels away. Although CSX did in their stupid B&O line clearance project. Where they daylighted like 2 or 3 tunnels. So I guess, even tunnels can get the axe. Back on the main line. When I said these are, well, they're N-type or maybe P or R, it's got a single housing for all 3 lamps. That would also be, you would see those in transit use as well. They're not the typical transit ones that you might be thinking of when I say transit use for US&S signal. But like, what do you call that? The number 7 train had those. San Diego Trolley has them. Although they have them in the elephant ear configuration, so it's kind of a railroad use there. There it is. And this section of it is where the you can see when I went there in 2012, this is going to be the next section to get re-signaled. But no sign of any of that in 2006. Would have been fascinating if we'd never gotten that stupid PTC mandate. Railroads need to have been way more on top of that with their lobbying efforts. But like I said, it was always sold as a wireless overlay. I mean, part of this stuff, basically the people who had the signal vendors who had the NTSB's ears were always basically saying, you wouldn't need to, I mean, in theory, they're right, but they basically were saying, you don't need to replace anything, it's magical of wireless, blah, 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 but basically to do all the testing requirements, they would have to do, that's where all the cost was, and there was no point in just not replacing the stuff. If you have to, it's like asbestos. If you have to touch it, you might as well remove it. It's the same amount of plastic sheeting and positive, all the rigmarole that people hate about it, you get with modifications. This is interesting. This is clearly not an equilateral switch, but it has been signaled as an equilateral switch. Be fascinating. I mean, first off, what interlocking is this? This is Pence Springs. Equilateral. Interesting. Passenger only. What? Oh, it's indicating it's a turnout 40. But, wait, passenger only, turnout 40. But, oh, wait a second. Then what's not passenger? Everything else is everything else is 40. Oh, wow, we have extra speeds for the mountains. under 10,000 tons, between 10,000 and 14,000 tons, over 14,000 tons. Wow. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Wow. This is, yeah, I don't know why passenger only 40, but everything else is 40. So, still some decent speeds here. It's a lot of 60. The B&O mainline, the Capital Limited, is on, sees quite a bit more 30s and 40s for most of its run up and over the B&O. Not that the Allegheny route doesn't have its share of slow speeds, but there's quite a bit more 60 in it. So the question will be is, are they still doing this with the signaling system? I mean, are they still doing this by timetable order, or have they actually made a straight route on that one? Big Bend Tunnel. Where am I looking? Single track. Yeah, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to get in there and see. Nah, I can't quite see even with the shadows, and it's in the middle of nowhere. So here we have the Rife scales. Yeah, I can see why this is all 60 in here. This is actually a pretty nice track. But where the heck are the scales? Oh, there's the scale signal. And it looks like I need it as an interlocking. Well, that's strange. 1 second. Wow, every time I had passed the Rife scales, they had had a train on them, or I missed it. No, wow, every time. 2012, 2010, 2009, except 2006. That's the only time I got a picture of it. Yeah, that's why I'm really glad to have to finally be doing these. I was like, oh, what file name did I use for the scales? So this is a weigh-in motion scale. They usually tell you in a special instruction if you're weighing. Passenger can blast through here on, on track. It looks like anything going on track 2's has a maximum speed of 20 miles an hour, 25. So I can see why they wouldn't really want to put passenger, even if you're not weighing. But they have a special track for weighing. It's a strain relief. It's a strain gauge type thing. So pounding it with a 60 mile an hour, even a passenger train, would probably screw up the calibration. So that whole over the scales is 25 mph. There's a similar one on the Buffalo line, but I don't really get out to inspect it until 2018 or 2016 or something. So that's cool. Centralized scale facility. I don't know if the new signals were going to have the little marker for weighing in motion. Yeah, I'll go a little wider on this to capture the power feed. I'm not even sure I need to. Nope, don't even need to resize it. Yeah, I can't tell if they were going to keep that little marker or not. Yeah, the scales are right there. There's definitely signals on either side. I wonder if I can get in there and see that. Bet not. Nope, no street view in rural West Virginia. Next. Oh, this is cool. Hey, it's a, yellow over yellow, approach slow. The thing that poor whatchamacallit can't handle. Huh, what if they get a yeah, I don't know what you would get that approach slow for though. Do you get an approach slow for the way move? I guess you would. And then it would be a restricting. So that's probably indicates setting up for a way. And we can just read it in the timetable. Special instructions. Clifton Forge. Nope. Switching. Nope. Rift scales. All trains will be weighed unless signal indication indicates otherwise. EAS located on the ground mass west of scale track and the west end located on the cantilever mast east end of the scale track are arranged to display the following aspect when switches are lined up for movement onto the scale track and the train dispatcher station is positioned in the governing signal. Name, way, aspect, 2 red lights above each other with the illuminated letter W between and slightly to the right. Indication proceed in accordance with weighing instructions. Approach next signal, prepare to comply with signal indication, not exceeding controlled speed. Approach way. Westbound signal, yellow light above the number plate with an illuminated number W. I didn't see those. Penn Springs, 342.8, and the signal for 340.05. Oh, there it is. Okay, we're not there. What am I looking at? I'm at 338. So for some reason, wait, hold on. A yellow light above the number plate with an illuminated yellow letter W. Eastbound, a yellow light above a red light with an illuminated. Okay. So I bet it gives you an approach slow to then go and hit the approach way. Because weighing speed is significantly slower than slow. So that's my guess, that you get an approach slow for weighing, and I just don't have the I don't have any of the if that is set up for weighing. I'm not sure. That's just set up for a stop. So I don't know of why you get that, because without that other signal there, I can't tell what it's gonna want to do. But sometimes you get these mysteries. 338. Nope, I don't have anything. There you go. And the last signal of the thing. And sorry if this is going a little slow here. And I think we're at Anderson, which is another another Amtrak stop. There we go. Yep. Oh, Alderston. Sorry. And note, there's also the little dwarf there. Also a USNS style N or P or R. And a set out hopper car. Probably, maybe bad ordered? Maybe that's the type of track that you'd put a bad order on. Looks like the light's trying to get better here in my on my train journey. Oops. Eastbound cantilever. Alderston is interesting because it's one of the better examples. I think I used it in one of my blog posts. One of the better examples of a complete CNO CPL. You'll see why in a second. The New River sub has definitely had a lot going on in terms of coaling docks and yards. Allegheny sub is pretty much, you're just climbing to the hills. So let me see if people have any questions. I mean, KCS, the whole advantage of KCS is that it is exactly a north-south railroad because CN has a north-south component, and then CP is going to be able to directly compete, and also KCS has Ferromex. So they're going to be able to complete a Mexico to Canada, a Mexico to Canada system. I mean, I don't know, like I don't know what, this shouldn't be that hard for CP. Also, KCS is like, there's not a lot of overlap. There's like almost no overlap between their two territories. So they can just keep running KCS the way they've been running KCS. So, I mentioned Alderston has one of the better examples of a full B&O CPL. And here it is. It's you get 2, 3, 3, and 2. The 2. Why would? Oh, so the 2 allows for the bottom yellow is going to be so red over yellow is going to be your slow approach if necessary. Red over yellow is your medium approach, and then red over green is your slow clear. And I don't know why they would have slow clear here. That siding is just a dead end. So. Not sure exactly what that. I think I'm almost positive that lowest green is only used for slow clear. I don't want to necessarily take the time to pull up the chart. Someone else can do it. But yeah, I don't know why there's a slow clear here. These could just be some sort of weird legacy thing. Like that was a third siding there. And it's just a vestige of what used to be there. Yeah, look at this. There's some really nice straight track in this area. But, oh, there's a federal prison camp. Yay. And it could just be that third track, was a thing at a point. I don't know. Definitely looks like there was more tracks around here at some point. That's good enough. And now we're starting to go up the hill. It sneaks up on you. A lot of railroad grades tend to do that, actually. That suddenly you realize that wait a minute, where's all the civilization? See, this also gives you an approach slow, implying that there's a slow clear at Alderston, and I just don't know what that would be for. Multimodal ways might be able to help out with that one. So now I'm super interested. Signal 334. I didn't get a picture of the station. Do any of these properly mark that milepost? When I have a milepost, I usually, instead of saying, I usually put a plus indicating that the milepost is in the photo. Yeah, good enough. Getting into some fun cantilevers here. Oh, whoops. I forgot to indicate that there was a signal there. Yeah, track 1 approach. Here we have the next one. Man, I'm glad I was able to get out and do some B&O when they were retiring the CPLs east of Hancock. It was just within enough drive in 2012. It was just within enough driving distance for I could get out there without too much hassle. I made a day of it, but this is just totally unless I was getting hotel rooms and such, sort of beyond my ability. Signal 331. Next, this is something important. Alderston. This is Fraser, home of the Fraser Industrial Track. Did I tag that into interlocking? Yeah. There's Fraser. Looks like that industrial track is serving either what used to be what it was probably mines, but may have been a stone quarry. Yeah, they don't even have the old track there. It looks like they ripped it out. Yeah, it's just a crossover now. See how far we can get up of this. Yeah, I'm betting that was serving a coal mine or quarry or whatever, and they just ripped it. All that extra trackage was ripped out. Note proper use of the proper ability to display a medium approach. Medium approach. I don't know if the CSX could do, if CNO could do medium approach medium. Getting into some tunnels here. This is Mann's Tunnel, milepost 329. Do I have any better milepost than that? Oh, nice. I have one of each of the portals. Fraser, Mann's Tunnel is between, so this is actually 329.4. I'm probably going to go and give this the actual, in previous years, my standard is to now give down to accuracy down to a tenth. Simply because on so many, when I was taking more and more photos, it would be way, when I first started, I was like, oh, I'm not going to have more than one photo per mile, and now I'm having, sometimes I will run out of ability. I'll be more than one photo per tenth of a mile, and then it becomes a major issue. 0.4. Is this track 1 or track 2? It's going to be track 2. No, I actually did not need to resize that. There we go. And remember, this is not an abandoned portal there. That one's the track 1 tunnel. So you can tell that used to be a double track, and then when they had to, probably when the Alleghenies and all that, the big iron C&O days, there's the Mann's Tunnel. Mann's Tunnel, pair of single track tunnels built to smooth out a series of bends on the Greenbrier River. Built in 1931 to 1932. I think that the one, again, I think they were finished in the 32. Let's see how I can do this. Definitely want all of that there. Gonna bring that over to there. There we go. Whenever I'm doing mileposts, remember I'm counting down. Sometimes I'll start counting up by mistake. All right, everything's looking good. And this is the cool tunnel. It's the super Art Deco one. I have better photos of it, so I'll let you see it in a second. Because this is just blown out and ugly. Here it is. It's the Fort Spring Tunnel, and it's not Art Deco. It's definitely 1940s. So this was built in 1948, and it's clearly got that 1940s look. You're a little bit more modern than Art Deco. Fort Spring Tunnel, it's milepost 328.1. Point 1. Not a great photo, but I think you saw the good one. And this is also a bridge complex. So Mann's Tunnel, Fort Springs Tunnel, and I think that was let's see, double track tunnel built to smooth out the 1947. So I'm not sure if it would have gone over if they were redoing the tunnel or what. If there's like an old tunnel in there. Do I see vents? Do I see vents above it? Not really. But there could be an original one right there. You got a bridge, and then we have one additional tunnel, the Second Creek Tunnel. So that was built in 32. So I don't know what was up with that. If they had a thing going up and around. Let's check terrain. Maybe but I don't know. That could be just a road. So I don't know what the deal with that is. Fort Spring Tunnel. Here we go. There's the mile. I think that there's the 3. Is that the milepost? Yeah, there's your milepost. Yeah, 328. It's not 328.1. It's 328.0. And this would be 327.9. See, I have it is 328 here, but that's wrong. So 327.9, blah, 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 plus bridge. Got it. See, that's why I learned, that's what it's like. Your systems need to improve over time. And this is inside I think I caught this one, but I don't know if I took this intentionally or just sort of got it by mistake a little bit. I was definitely husbanding my photos. My card capacity, I mean. What the? All right. Second Creek Tunnel. We are at the things. This is milepost 327.5, or so it claims. This is eastbound portal inside. Yeah, good enough. Their mile posting is on the timetable is a little odd. That's 1,000 feet, so I'm gonna have to adjust these. That one's gonna be 0.9. This one's got to be 0.8. Oh, I love this view. Not just for the signal cantilever. If you go in, look, you can see all three, bridge, tunnel, bridge, just like on the Magnolia cutoff. There's nothing I can even do to crop this. I mean, this is just, there's nothing, everything in here is important. The pole line tree cut, the tunnel, bridge, the cantilever. All I can do is just try to increase the color saturation a bit. This is the Rockland cantilever. And this is a legit equilateral turnout. yeah, that's legitimately equilateral. And everything's 40 miles an hour in here, so no one cares. And then here's the eastbound mast for it. I assume that you can get an approach medium here for signal spacing. Yeah, it's 40. Just yeah. They even have a little sign. That's cute. Rockland westbound mast. Yeah, that looks good. That's straight there. Yeah, good enough. And if we go to our little doohickey here, there's only I don't know why you have this small patch of, what is it, 327 to 324. It's almost like a single block for a single block, single track. Yeah, there's nothing between the two. What the hell? Anywho, sorry about that. This is now WR cabin. We go right from a single track to like 2 tracks and a yard track. Let's just take a look at the terrain here. So on the map, you can see the tunnels aren't even marked. I got to put those in. On your terrain, yeah, I guess don't know why they stuck in this little tiny ounce of single track there. There's plenty of room. Yeah, it got me. All those capacity junkies on Twitter would probably be throwing a fit right now. There we go. Now, normally I'd focus on the cantilever, but because that dwarf is there, I just say westbound signals. That's another thing that I make sure to do, specifically when I'm coming out to places, because with my newer cameras, I'll be able to definitely get a picture of that cantilever, then a wider shot, including the dwarf. And here, I've only got the one, but I'm still going to be using the appropriate system. All right, that's 2. 2 down. Sorry if this is a little slow, but at least I'm not having hardware malfunctions. Let's see what people are talking about in the chat. KCS, John Henry. I think it's... Nah, it's Frazier as in it's not spelled that way. It's Frazier, which is different than how the Frazier Interlocking in on Pennsylvania, I think, in the PRR one is spelled. That's why I always thought it had an I. I mean, at the risk of taking a second, I'm interested. When I would always spell Frazier on the PRR main line, yeah, Frazier on the PRR main line is Frazer, whereas Fraser on the C&O main line has an I. Alderston and there you go. Ron Convet, or I don't know how to. This is a pretty big town, but I don't know why it doesn't have a station. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow, we're kind of leaving things abruptly here. I don't know how to pronounce this place. Oh, it's like Roncevert, West Virginia. It has a really nice station building and quite possibly what looks like a tower part of it. But it's I have good photos of it somewhere. There it is. I mean, it's got a platform, it's got everything, and no station stop, no stop for you. We can take a second here to take a look at it if I can get me close. Yeah, maybe it's not a tower. Might have had the dispatch office there. Still got a parked loco. That's probably a helper base. Well, there you go. Whitcomb. What was I thinking? Can I even read the number on that AC 4400? Nope. Yeah, I can't really crop anything out of this. Well, I can crop a little maybe. Let's see. Like right to there. Yeah. I think in the original, I just cut all that, sky out, but that sky doesn't add hardly anything to the size of this, so. This is also known for its one of the many C&O concrete coaling tocks. Rockland, WR Cabin. No, they're not even telling me the name of the town in here. It looks tilted still. Yep. There we go. That's better. Next. This is heading out of town. First interlocking is This looks like it's going to be Brown's Mill. There we go. Sorry about this. I sort of reached the a pause and the neat stuff I can tell here. It looks like also we were not entirely going up the grade. I jumped the gun a little bit on that one. This is Whitcomb interlocking, just not very well captured. Whitcomb. Another good full complete cantilever there. I didn't take a very good photo of it. I don't know where the slow speed route would be. I'm missing something a lot of this. I bet that there's a lot of trackage that was removed at some point. Yeah, I don't need a lot on this. And, oh, okay. So, you know, you're not seeing, I guess lunch happened because I just go AWOL at this point. In real life, you get to climb up the hill, milepost 316. This is where you start seeing some really neat stuff like this cuts, and you're going through some interesting rock layers here. See, you get this really neat white rock. Milepost 314. Now you're at White Sulphur Springs, where there's always a rail fan on duty. Cutting through White Sulphur Tunnel. More S-curves. This is like the meat of the big Allegheny grade, where the Allegheny locomotives were always doing their thing. Lots of S-curves. Loves the S-curves. And finally, you're going through the Allegheny tunnels at. Now let me show you what this looks like on the thing here. You're going up. There's. Wait, hold on. Where's White Sulphur? There's the Greenbrier. There's White Sulphur. And there are the Allegheny tunnels, which go under the you have Tuckahoe Interlocking, not the Tuckahoe Tower. It's a different one for confusion purposes. Yeah, there's your line. Here's your terrain. So yeah, as soon as you pass out of Ron Servette, you're coming out through some pretty steep valleys. And then where do we go through? Yeah, right there. And there's your CNO Allegheny Summit. So it's not single tracked at this point, but it becomes single tracked when you go down the other side. I don't know why. And this is the point of the Allegheny Summit right here. It's on the other side of the tunnels. Allegheny Tunnel, 1931-32. You noticing a pattern with this 1931-32? They seem to always run it out through them. And on all my trips, I always had trouble trying to get a picture of that damn sign. I even took a picture going eastbound. I tried to get a picture of that sign. And I think that this signal is still there despite all the resignaling. Like that guy. I think it's still there. I don't know why, but they just left it. And your altitude is 2,078 feet, which is less than the PRRs. And I think it's also less than the B&O. PR, I think, is like 20-something hundred, like 2,200. if I remember if I zoomed in there or something, I could that random mast was like still there, but looks like they removed it. Maybe they extended the interlocking. But anyway, that's the part that you don't get to see because I had lunch or whatever, or we got chewed out the back. I can't remember. But anyway, there's a tower. This is the defunct Allegheny, aka A Tower, which is right there, or A Cabin, I should probably say. I'm not sure why this page doesn't have a picture of it. Everybody else does. But yeah. So let me see what I... by the way, if you're wondering, Viewliners and Superliners have windows you can open, and if you're sneaky enough, you can get pictures like that. Gotta be the sneaky, though. Give me a second, and I'm going to label this properly. I'm thinking it's somewhere in... Oh, I can just look at the map. Oh, sorry. You good? Come on, don't make me... Did I lose this for good? Oh, man. 1 second. This kind of went barfed on me. All right, that better? So like I said, let me just figure out where this is. This is the only picture I got of the thing. The closest thing I can get here. So I'm just gonna mark this as an A cabin photo, because it's in there. That way I don't have to try to calculate mileposts. So here's some better photos of A cabin. There it is. There it is again. Yeah. Again, there's a lot of weird stuff that happened. I know they had these CTC projects, but like, if this is important enough for an interlocking, and in this case, an old cantilever mast that seems to have vanished, because if you look in this picture, there's a cantilever mast there. Yeah, I don't know. No, it would have been on far side. Yeah, cantilever mast on the far opposite the tower. What am I looking at? Sorry, I'm very, very confused on my orientation right now. I'm pretty sure the tower's on the north side of the tracks. Okay, I know what I am. I'm on the south side of the train. The train's going... That's the head end of the train. The Viewliner's on the back? Wait, no, this isn't... The Viewliner's on the front. This is very confusing. I must have passed it. Yeah, we're on the head end. That's the tail end. That's north. We're on track number... Wood Sulphur Tuckahoe. We're on track 1. And we're looking backwards at the tower, and then okay, and that's where the what do you call it was? There was a cantilever that was removed even before we had a chance to do anything with it. So I'm just going to call this an A cabin photo. What am I doing? All right, I just want that. And do I have any desire to crop this? Probably. Okay, give me a second. Sorry. There we go. I could roll it in there and just make it narrower. Yeah. Okay, that works. So we have a cabin, westbound, far away. Wait. Plus train 50. There we go. Sorry that took a second for me to orient myself. Can I get some better color in there? That's fine. So sorry you don't really get to see the money shot. I have it in my other photo sets. If you look it up on the links are in my channel. Next thing that happens is we're all the way down. So for some reason this 2-track line turns into a 1-track line, and it's pretty much 1 track all the way down into Covington. I don't know why it went to 1 track. There's a whole bunch of tunnels. There's a really neat sort of tunnel section in here on the map. Sorry. All these little tiny, because you're sort of going across the grain of the mountain. So it's all these little tiny cuts and tunnels. And then finally at OX Cabin is where you're able to get to back to Sex Double Track. I think in this one, in one of these, there was a switch failure, and we had to stop and do a manual control of it. I don't know if it was this event or another one. It could have been during this one, but I thought I had a picture of it. Covington's the next big city, and finally we get to Clifton Forge, where there's a giant yard, and you see all that C&O. There's a museum there. The C&O Historical Railroad Museum that has, apparently C&O 614 lives there, and has some stuff. So, what did I call it? Oh, let me see if I can zoom in and get a number on that. That's a combine. C&O. Looks like it's C&O 458. Oh, railpictures.net still isn't working. C&O 458. And that locked up my browser. Yep, Combine 458. Got some other stuff there, but I don't really care. Some other C&O equipment. Let's see what these are. Oh, that looks like a Pullman coach, because it has like, hey, let's just decorate it with some stainless steel to pretend our coach is stainless, but it's really not and will rust into nothing. Oh, wow, that's a Jersey Central. That's a Jersey Central coach. All right, let's just look at their... I'm just going to go to their doohickey here. Heritage Center, goals, resources. Oh, come on. History. Archives. Museum. Features? They've got a tower. Are you going to tell me you don't have a list of your equipment? Funnel equipment is restored for viewing inside and out. The combine car 458. Oh. This might take a second. Sorry. The city of Ashland. Sorry. That looks like a diner. That's definitely a coach. This is really annoying. Dining car. Alright, I'm just gonna call it like, C&O Museum rolling stock. Come back afterwards and figure that out for myself. Okay, and finally, this is where we're getting on the Buckingham Branch, aka slow route to Washington. I don't know. I feel like, did we get kicked out of the back or something? Oh, I feel like maybe the conductor kicked us out of the back, despite the fact we were like, not in the vestibule. But oh, I'm sort of remembering this now. That the conductor might have gotten pissed off at us for unspecified reasons. Oh, that has to have been it. Because why would I be taking side window shots, if there wasn't something else going on? So hold on here. First off, we're going on the James River sub, and note that we have a slow approach signal there. I mean, like a slow approach coming off the track there. So that's cute. The question is how do I capture that, if at all? Sorry. No, that's terrible. Yeah, I think we did get kicked out of the back. We had to have. Oh! Oh, now I remember. I think that the last car was Oh, I remember now. The last car was closed, I think. So the quality of the photos was due to the fact that my camera just wasn't very good. Yes, I think the last car was closed, but they were letting us hang out there, and there might have been a recrew or something happened, and they got pissed off at us. Oh man, I just can't quite remember what's going on here. So this is JD Cabin. This is where we're going off. JD Cabin's the boundary of the James River sub and this sub. Yeah, I can't remember. I for the life of me, I can't remember the exact details. But we're heading on to the leased Buckingham Branch. Okay. whenever I have a junction between two subdivisions, I don't put any subdivision preference on it. So this is just going to be JD Cabin. We're on track 1, so it's the eastbound signals, track 1, slow approach. I think it's slow approach. Could be medium. I gotta pull up CNO signal rules. Oh, that's interesting. For some... Wait, what? Oh, no. Yeah, slow approach, red over yellow. Sorry, yellow over red. And they don't think they had a medium approach. No medium approach on a dwarf. And I, again, apologize. Sometimes these things bog down a little bit. And here we have the James River subs truss bridge over the James River at Clifton Forge. So we've picked up now onto the route to DC. And now we've cut all the way to Charlottesville. So let me just, for anyone watching at home, there's Clifton Forge. There's JD Cabin right there. JD Cabin. Going south is the actual line that's used, going all the way via Lynchburg, and then squiggling its way to Richmond, and then down the peninsula to there. It also will, as this is now single tracked, mainly just for those coal trains for export. They'll also just roll in and do stuff in the Richmond area. Blah, blah, blah. There's a yard there, etc. We're not taking the direct route home. We're going towards D.C., which means you go up, if you saw this in terrain, you just got to snake through these little valleys. So we go up and we cross, and we go up and we cross through Stanton, Blue Ridge Tunnel, Charlottesville, and then up to Orange, and then we're on NS, so that's where we get a nice ride for the rest of the thing. So this is where now at Charlottesville, what used to be JC Cabin, this is a replacement dwarf signal. Where was it? And by the way, that, I believe, is a USNS M2 switch machine, but I'm not 100%. This is where I have to start going into my doohickey and be like, all right, CSX. Where do I have a JC Cabin? New River, Kewanna. Washington sub. There it is. Sorry, 1 second. By the way, this is an M2. An M2 has a different lever to put it in and out of remote mode. This was only used infrequently, and there are not a lot left, and I don't even know where they are. And I didn't even know what this was until someone pointed it out. So here, I can't quite see, but that looks like it's an M2. Yeah. So it's a very rare point machine. I'm sure it's gone now. So anyway, we're at Charlottesville. What I was kind of looking at used to be right in there. There was a switch of some type, power operated. Oh yeah, there was a crossover there. It's been removed. I think it might have gone that way. This was the east end of the siding. Yeah, there's the playground. So there's the playground. I'd be looking at it, yeah, that way. So that's the siding. That's JC cabin. Took me a second to reorient myself. It's on the Washington sub. It's going to be a westbound dwarf plus M2. Well, I think it's an M22, but let's call it M2. And I actually got out of the Charlottesville is a bit of a wait, or it's a longer stop than most. As we finish up here, there is some additional really fun stuff. Oh, also my camera started to die, or I almost broke it, but it came back or something. But don't leave now. There is cool stuff still to come. JC cabin. Yeah, I think we pissed somebody off on this trip, but I can't quite remember. But I don't know why. We weren't really doing anything back there. But of course, why did they notice at that exact moment? Got me. I can find out, though. Because for good or for ill, all of these photos should be captured in my... Wait. One second. I think all of this stuff's captured in my... it might be captured in my blog. There we go. Is this it, the right one? Yeah. B&O Museum, one second. CNO Survey, 2006, Part 1. No, I don't want to... I want Part... View it. This should all work. Wait. Oh, I might be missing photos here. Newer. Part 2. Oh, this is 2009. That's why I'm confused there. Sorry about that. I know that I have this in my my blog history because I actually saved those out. So, 2006, November, Tuckahoe House. There you go. CNO Cardinal. That's why it wasn't coming up. This might have captured why I had to move out of the back. Blah 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 blah. No, it doesn't say why. Clifton Forge, James River. These are the exact photos you're all seeing right now. Um, Between White Sulphur Springs, it took a great deal. My ultimate goal was to photograph the summit of the Alleghenies, but a number of other people. Oh, that's what happened. A whole ton of people came back, and then the conductor threw everything. So the last car was closed. My friend and I were back there getting photos, but they were cool with us being there. But then other people showed up, and there was like 10 or 15, like 10 other people, like all hanging out, looking out the back. And then we all got kicked out. And then they gave us carte blanche to take pictures from the vestibule window. All right, because the club had been operating without a diner, cooked first class food to come out. They did a better job. Blah blah blah. Okay, sorry about that. That's the story. I was wondering what happened there, and I'm glad I wrote it down. So we're almost to the end. I'm so sorry this is taking so long, but there's always an adventure. Whoops. Yeah, it's unless they put the private car up front or something, and then you spend all that money for nothing. But that's the story behind that, and I was wondering, like, wait a minute, why didn't I take more pictures? But this will go a little fast. This will go much faster. Or should. You have to still get a couple of the stuff on JC Cabin. CNO survey, RF&P, Southern survey. Oh, come on, don't give me crap. Midland. I bet that they have a different name on that. Calverton, Clifton, CR Tower, Edsel, JC Cabin. Here we go. In theory, JC Cabin should be its own, like, you know, when it's between two different railroads, what do you do? I have a lot of photos on the Southern Main of this JC Cabin. But you can see, by the way, it's getting dark. The train was only, as I mentioned, the train was only about an hour late, but it is already dark. By the way, if I had vestibule ride in that one, I forget if I did or not, if it was, we could be in the vestibule or not, and I think I could. My camera was just junk for it. You can tell my attitude was so different just because I just figured that, oh, you know, I didn't get my full vestibule ride this time, but I'll get one the next time. And I'd done stuff like that, but if I had known how much of a rare treat those were. Wow, I would have been pissed off. First off, I would have been a lot more careful about the people coming back there. But the nonchalance that I wrote about getting kicked out of losing a vestibule ride. Wow. But at the same point, I did not have a lot of photo capacity. You know, so it's sort of, I wasn't really listening, and I wasn't quite aware of how important those photos were going to be. How the heck do I label this? One of them is CSX and one of them is NS. Do I just do JC Cabin? Wait, now I'm saying it's North Mountain sub? It's not North Mountain. This is Washington sub. is it? Let's find out. Gordonsville, G Tower, Massey, Rowena River Bridge. Oh, it is North Mountain. Derp. That first one was wrong. Yeah, North Mountain. Just gotta fix that. I'm just gonna. I wonder if JC Cabin appears. Now you got JD at Clifton Forge, but that's been preserved. Good for it. No JC. Oh, 8 cabins in Virginia. That's why it wasn't showing up. Yeah, there it is. Look, you got airlines and everything. No JC. Nope. Well, I'll just cut the baby in half there and not prefix it with a railroad. The Charlottesville mass signals were very well taken care of. It's a shame they had to. A lot of the signals on this whole Buckingham branch route were just decrepit when they got replaced. Westbound mast. Next. End of our train 51. Yeah, Charlottesville's an interesting thing because it's served daily by today it's served daily by the Roanoke Regional, the Crescent. I think they want to put another round trip in there, but then 3 days a week you got the Cardinal coming in, and a lot of people you take the Cardinal out of Charlottesville. Likely because it comes so much later in the day than the other two trains. So to get to DC early in the day, you got 2 departures. But this is if you wanted to have a late day train, and a ton of people got on. In fact, that whole rear car, I think that was opened and filled up at Charlottesville. Let me figure out how to spell Charlottesville. Chotte. Okay, that's how I thought. Yeah. So that was, or there might have also been something involving a special move, or there might have been like a group who had bought that out. That's why that whole car was open for half the time. They didn't want. It was a combination of we could be back there, but they didn't want everybody else because a group was going to come in there, and they didn't want people to just like be randomly sitting in that car for the group. Is there still a coaling tower in Charlottesville? I mean, leave it to the CNO to put coaling towers everywhere. What? Where was that? Did they demolish that? No, it looks like it's still there. I just don't know where it is. Yeah, it's still there. I just don't know where it is, or I can't easily detect it from the overhead. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's being part of a redevelopment effort. That's pretty cool. Good enough. So, the issue that we had, this is a common occurrence. I'm not sure who the problem was. Normally, one of us was late, and I think it was the train going out of D.C., and they had our relief crew. So we had to do a flying meet for the recrew. And this Amtrak does this a lot, that they'll have a crew come out from D.C. on one train, and he'll transfer to the other train and head back, and that's his shift. As opposed to, they do that a bunch. And in our case, I think they were late, and therefore they had our engineer, and we couldn't do that, whatever was going on. So our engineer was going to go a little bit further, and we were going to pick up our new engineer from this thing. So we had to go down and do this whole recrewing process. So that's why I told you not to leave, because we do have a little bit of some interesting stuff. So we're currently at the West Lindsay Interlocking. And that's something I've actually visited in person. What is this? I don't need that. West Afton. I was active in the area when I was going to lacrosse games at UVA for a couple years. West Afton. Oh, that's right. We're on the Washington sub now. So now we've transferred to the Washington sub, and we're at Lindsay. West Lindsay. These are all controlled sidings, so they're not bonded. I mentioned that yesterday. I'm not going to need this southern survey anymore. And we're down the Washington sub. North Mountain. Washington sub. North Gordonsville. Lindsay. West Lindsay. Oh, maybe I wasn't there. Wait, no. North, South Orange, Crozet. West Lindsay. That should be W, but whatever. I guess I only have these few. Oh, sorry. This is what it should look like, and we have a restricting into the yard. Yep, same thing, just a couple years later. I also looks how the interlocking hut is like a garden shed. So I do get some special things. Here we are looking back on our train. A thing that you don't see anywhere because of the right-hand rule for signals. Most single-track sidings would have the bump out, where you would have the mast in the middle of the other two tracks, so you could maintain the right-hand rule. Nice fun shot of our train diverging into the siding there. Here we have the crew exchange. I forget what our engine is, but we're doing a crew change with engine 50 with number 52. All right, I don't need all that blur. Nah, it's almost too much. It's unbalanced for sky. All right, let's just try that. Probably one of the neater photos that I got. I forget if they had one or two engineers in this, or if that's both the guys. Lindsay, Landsay. Next. And here we are coming out of the siding at East Lindsay, and I did visit this interlocking in person. Oops. That works. Wanted to catch the signal there on the reflected and the train. Although I'm kind of losing out on pixels there. All right, there we go. And note we have a slow clear coming out of the siding. This is not the first time I've been able to capture this. Sorry. Oh, I got way too many things going on here. So here's East Lindsay. Got some random stuff. Old CTC sheds. This is the signal that was displaying the slow clear. And oddly enough, the green is in the center, and yellow and red. So, yep, I actually went on out to this location. Also, I got pictures, similar circumstance, I guess, out the side window. And it's right near a crossing, so there's plenty of access to it. If you're wondering where this is, it's outside of town. There's Gordonsville. Yeah, it's somewhere in there. I guess I didn't mark the interlockings on this one yet. Okay, wherever. So, oh, I need East Lindsay. East Lindsay, eastbound dwarf. Slow, clear. And finally we're at Gordonsville, the famous G Tower at Gordonsville. I did visit this in person, but I was a little lazy that day and did not get close-up pictures of this cantilever. I don't know why. I think we were a little pressed for time. I did every other part of this Y. The tower, I went down to the end of the platform and I got some pictures, but I just didn't bother to, like... The cantilever was, like, right there, and I didn't bother with it, and I don't know why. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff at G Tower. But I just didn't bother to go down there and... nah, it's from the back of a train. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't bother with that. I did, like, everything else except, like, the part that mattered. Anywho, this is definitely... I think this is technically, like, East Gordonsville, but I labeled this as part of G Tower. G Tower proper. And yeah, this got tagged sometime like the 2013-14 time frame. Is a better photo of it looking ahead. Interesting that you can't get a medium approach. This is one of those signals where there's no medium approach. Medium approach. That would explain it. I was wondering why all these things were huge. Anyway, next, G Tower itself, plus your M2s. Yeah, I think that this actually was a G Tower wasn't G Tower Gordonsville. So yeah, there's a West Gordonsville, and then that part of it, yeah, was and north. I think each part of the siding had its own interlocking name, and this one was like South Gordonsville or something. I just didn't bother with caring. I think that the railroad direction might switch. No, it stays east-west. And eastbound. Well, I got pictures of the M2s, and I bet I didn't even include these in my original cut because I didn't realize how special they were. Next. Yep, I didn't include them, but I will today. That mistake has been rectified. Although these, no, that's clearly a replacement M3. The other one looks a little older. Now, G Tower, you can walk right up to it. There's nothing in the upper floor. It's just an empty room. At least I'm pretty sure that I did that. And if I didn't, I was dumb. Huh, maybe I didn't look in there. Yeah, see it's CP East Gordonsville, which would have been that one. I just didn't bother. So I should go back there at some point and peek in the top. Wait, no, I totally went up the stairs. So, yeah, I don't know what's up. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I just see it. I didn't have a phone with me. Phones would make that easy. Oh, yeah, there's no interlocking machine. It's just a desk in a room. And it had a nasty, nasty screen over it. So there's G Tower. This is Main Street. Always Main Street. Working it hard. What did I call that mast? That guy. The Piedmont mast. Also notice how bad the light's getting here. Oops. No, I didn't have to do any resize on that. Yeah, I probably should have done this one a little bit. When I visited, in 2013, I probably should have been a little more rigorous. But I think I was on the clock. I did a lot of the stuff there, and it was getting sort of... friend was getting a little tired of it. Alright, here we go. Don't know why that's on the platform. Yeah, that works. So, I mean, at least I got something out of this with the permission to use the side windows. Yeah, traveling with my Amtrak employee friend for those few times we did it was did pay off a bit. Oops, not always. Oh, no, wait, no, get over there. There it goes. And again, thank you for whoever is staying for staying. I think you did vote for, or no, this is way more interesting than the other one. The double train order mast. There's a bunch of train order masts at G Tower. Probably because this is all like some sort of manual block territory. I wonder what I called it back in the day. G Tower, more G Tower. Yeah, I might as well just call it that. Good enough. So the question becomes, which signal is this? And I can figure it out. Because... Oh, what's the name of that one? It is North Gordonsville, I guess. Yeah, it would have to be. And that's Washington Sub. South Orange, North Gville. It would be that signal there, most likely. Yep, there it is. It's the just northbound. I have this as northbound mast. I guess it's North Gordonsville. Yeah. And the last picture of the day. This little dwarf guy. The question becomes of how do I crop it? That'll work right there. And I know which thing this is. Like I said, I've already been there and done that. Yeah, there's your M2. One second. And we're done. Well, at least I'm done, and I'll go see what's up with you. Thank you so much for staying with me. Sorry for any of the delays and whatnot, but let's see if there are additional questions. Yeah, Real Pictures, I think, is toast right now. Well, the Buckingham branch was simply sold. It was the CS. It was just the route that the CNO used. It's a CNO line that CSX had, and the CSX had no use for it. Leased it to the Buckingham branch, but the Cardinal had already been using that route. So they just sort of inherited what it was. Fun fact: that had that whole route from Orange, Virginia, down to Clifton Forge is PTC exempt because it's like so infrequently used. Other fun fact: when I was out there with all this old signal, we used a USNS 504 code line, and I captured a really good recording from a field station of the codes basically going down the line because it's a party line, and this excellent sound recording of it, and then there was just a mix-up and whatnot, and it got corrupted. I have the files. I'm not sure what's up with them. I was able to recover the photos, but not the video. So I tried like every type of commercial, like fix this file type of thing. Never got anything out of it. So that's a bit of an unpleasantness right there. But the location was the one in Orange that was right. The things are still there actually. Or nah, I guess you can't. I can't zoom in there. No street view. but it was located like right there. So now it's just been replaced by like the cheapest ass signaling system you've ever encountered. So thank you so much. Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you're gonna have a great holiday season. I will be back for Christmas. I might be back in 2 weeks. We will see. For Christmas, I'm gonna be doing one like about 4 or 5 days worth. We'll see. And also, my SEPTA trip is gonna be on the December 27th. If anyone's in the Philly area, New York area, stay tuned for details. It should be fun. And hope you have a great day. And I'll let you go get to bed. This one went a little long, and I apologize. Any questions? Blah, blah. All right, see ya. Bye.